Hello, so I've got another game, and it's an even game again. 3-4 points. Again. The standard move these days is always the high approach. I think Shin So actually plays the low approach. And then attach, and there was an AI move of descending, attach and descend. It was pretty strange. Oh, I've never seen this before. I mean, playing the knight's move is natural when black can't cut and fight anymore. The stone's a bit too far away. Playing in the corner is still pretty big though. So is playing on the outside. Well, it worked out nicely last game, so I'll just play this again. I don't know whether the position of white stone here is black stone here is better or not. Huh? Oh, I studied this just a long time ago. Can't remember how it goes at all. I think it was honey. If cut, then Atari and extend. That looks a bit dodgy to me. There's this cut as well. I think it's honey. Okay. Well, I haven't seen this shape in a very long time. I don't think I need to add another move just yet. Black is completely alive though, so I do need to stay a bit further away. I mean, can I make use of this stone still by jumping at some point? Looks difficult. So essentially I've lived in the corner in Sente. but black has gotten thick. Next move, black will peep, but I can Atari and play the knight's move. Doesn't quite work, but I don't actually see why I need to respond again. If I do respond again, my instinct is to play the knight's move, or maybe the attachment. If black's not going to attack, then black will probably play on the left. Seems a bit unusual to let me to connect. Standard is just to play shape and keep up the attack. I've lost in this sort of shape before though, when I didn't manage to attack black. Black plays the large knight's move. Really? No, nothing? I don't know if I can get away with jumping, or if I should defend more solidly. It's proper to defend more solidly. There's still some agi inside. I think black playing around here is pretty big. It's still pretty big for me to add another move. If I attach, then I think black will extend into the center, but then when I cut, that's also very nice, isn't it? So maybe black won't do that, black will probably just back off it. The attachment might be better shape to just sacrifice this stone as quickly as possible and not try to fight here, because this might lead to uncertain fights. Even if I play the knight's move next, there's still a push and cut. Actually, I could extend even. Decisions. The question is, which one makes better use of this stone? I need to add another move on this side actually. If black gets solid there. This pushing cut is a problem. Should I defend the corner? Should I expand into the centre? Could peep and peep. Peep and Atari rather, but then black gets this Atari. I really need to move around to... I'm not sure if the peep gains me any endgame though. Maybe it does. It makes things slightly different when I Hana and connect. I can connect back a stone. It's probably not worth more than 1 point difference, if it's even worth that. I mean, I don't have enough liberties to do anything in here, do I? Okay. If I shoulder hit and Hane, then he can cut. But if I play here, then there's still a peep. I could just extend. This move might be a bit risky. I still have a shortage of liberties here. I need to get this Atari in, but this Atari is not center. And this pushing card is scary. I don't know, I seem to have started a bad co. Black can attach, that's not a friendly co. I mean, there's this major co threat here. Am I just dying? Yeah. Can't start a co and then not start it, can you? tempted to just take the outside, because this outside is ridiculously big. Or should I still try to keep the corner? The thing is, it's a large knight's move, and there's a push and cut, so it's pretty important to keep alive in the corner as well. So I was considering the knight's move or the large knight's move as standard Joseki, but it seemed a bit over-concentrated with this shape. But there's also the problem that when black plays here, there's extra agi with this piece. The standard way to attack is this jump. But I've always had... Well, I've often had trouble using this move. If black plays here, it's... Yeah, if black plays the knight's move, it's quite hard to kill. The standard move I know is to keep attacking. It's tempting to just take the center, but black lives in center and then has the opportunity to reduce. But I don't want to let black get into the center when there's this cut. I do have a little bit of agi around here, I think. I don't think it does anything though. The most I can get is Seki if I capture this stone and have a few extra views around here. Peep and jump. I mean, that looks like I'm trying to develop this side, but there's already a stone here stopping me developing much. It's not as if I can kill it. But it feels bad to take Goto. I could Tanuki, but that is very big. So I'll still link up to this stone as well. And I still have some agi, maybe? Some endgame. Not really, though, because black and Hane connected center. Black won't do that yet, because there's still agi in the center. Black needs to add another move in the center somewhere. Could just be the jump. I haven't even been thinking about invading black's area. Does that mean I'm ahead enough just to play in the center somewhere? Not sure. Black took out a big chunk here. There's still a clamp in the corner. This is something like 6 by 7. 40 points. Then this corner. And this corner. It should be a minimum of 20 points. And then I have another 5 points at least around here. I was planning to fight here. I didn't really read whether it works or not. The shape looks like I should play here. But it does look quite complicated. thing is, black has a nice squeeze, and then my stones are also cut off. But if I play here, then Atari, 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 and I'm being chased into black's area. This is proper shape, but it's hard to see what I'm really gaining here. I have a lot of stones here, but my liberties aren't that great either, so if black cuts, I might have to stick against the shape to short the liberties, even though my shape is not so pretty. And then black can Hane and Atari, but then this side gets destroyed, so maybe that's not a good idea. I mean, I really want to play here, but the Agi doesn't look that nice. I still have a number of cutting points in here. I was scared about black sacrificing the upper side in order to make shape in the center. I guess when black plays here, it's difficult for me to fight back. This is pretty much, this is completely center, isn't it? Well, again, this cut. My group here is very solid. What's happening here? I mean, black has this, and I have to respond. So actually connecting is the shape here, I think. Then black gets this. If I connect, the shape is just too embarrassing. I'm not sure this really works for me. Sorry. It's very tricky though. This push and cut, I don't know what to do against it. Black extending here, I have to connect. If black captures, my group is not 100% alive. I have to add another move, maybe. Of course, that's if black cuts off front here. So the question is, how much can black actually get inside here? Maybe start with the push and cut? So I always have to watch out about the bad agi here. I still haven't really thought about how to invade this area. I now have an attachment here, an attachment here. So it starts. Oh, okay. Can I get away with honey? I can't immediately see why I can't honey. Because if I play here, there's still a wedge. I guess the cut immediately for the same reason then. In which case I should just back off here. The agi's not great either. But this is the proper move. That could Atari. But now I'm really thinking about if this works. It's quite scary to give up the corner though. Atari. So my plan over here is to play the iron. It's not really called an iron pillar when I don't have enough stones. So I can just cut, can't I? Still have to think a little bit about the edging in the center, but I have fairly solid shape. My idea is to play this in center. Black can connect up underneath here. Then I think black is dead. Huh? Oh, this is so tempting. That's not small either. Oh, this is just so big there. If it works. Black took Gote to poke only a little bit into this area, which is not a good idea. If I have center, I can still play here. Black can reduce this pretty much in center then. It might not even be center. I don't know how big it is to keep going here. Maybe the focus should be on how I can try to invade here to either live or capture some stones in the center. Black looks completely dead here. Oh, there's a code. Black can play here. Okay. But actually, it's still good endgame for me to play here, isn't it? Yeah, I still capture black unconditionally. Because I'm taking away black's life space, so if I can get this in center, then that makes a difference. Okay. Can I capture the stone? I think I can just capture the stone. Black Ataris, I descend. I win by 1 liberty. But maybe it's still better for me to connect. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's still better. Black can make this ko, but I just short the liberties. Black can only capture this stone in Goto. It's sad that I never got this exchange. Now these stones are light, so black can Atari and Atari on the outside. If I try to cut these stones off. So as I said, this does have an impact on my life and death here. I guess nothing is going to be bigger than this, is it? I might be slightly overestimating the size of this move. There's bad agi of the honey. No. So if black honey is in this corner, I think I can block. I don't think that there's any co-agi, for example. But if black honey is in connect, I definitely need to add another move. No, if black honey is here, I don't think I can block anymore. Can I? There's a double ladder problem that I have. Okay, this time I can get this Atari. But it shorts my own liberties as well. Still probably a good idea. Just to stop black getting an extra move here. Black cuts. Then I have to live. Well, there's an obvious push and cut. I can capture these 4 stones, but black is just going to surround the rest of the area, so that's not good at this stage. It doesn't look easy to live, but it doesn't look easy to kill either. There's still some agi around here. But black does have a lot of stones here, so I don't think it's easy to just directly invade here. So that's why I go for the corner. Because there's actually agi around here if I get to connect around here. These have a short strip liberties. It's a very aggressive way to kill. Normally, if you're trying to kill, you play on this second line here. I don't really want to push here because it helps black connect. I kind of want to clamp. But that only works if this pushes center. I could just honey. Surely black can't kill. It looks already alive. Almost. Black could honey in the corner. That actually looks somewhat interesting. I'm playing here because I think there's still some agi around this area. For example, if I play here, there's a cutting point. But this is also a bit risky because black playing here was a vital point. If I turn them black cards, is that what's happening? This still hasn't protected the card. Maybe I should just try to keep protecting the card. Well, what I really want is for black to keep crawling on the second line. But black's not going to do that easily. Yeah, I don't really know. Against a strong player, I think there's a real chance I would die here. If I'm not careful. This doesn't help because black has a shortage of liberties in the corner. Black can't cut because of the shortage of liberties. But that just means black has taken Gote here. Actually, black. What am I saying? Black can actually cut. Oh, okay. What? If black cut, then at the least I can start the capture race here that I don't necessarily win. But first I would try to connect things up around here. I don't have to save everything. I don't know. Do I dare to connect? I think I do dare to connect, given that this shape has some eye space now since it's so solid. And I already have an eye here. So I just need to make a second eye. And of course my idea around here is still looking at black's shape weaknesses. Actually, I just need to turn to play turn. I don't need to do anything complicated. Black has too many cutting points now. The only way to save this stone is to play here. Then there's a cutting point here. So I can peep. No, that might be too far. No, I can peep. If this is center, I can definitely peep, but it's not center. But even so, I have this supporting stone. It will be a capturing race if black plays here. It's not 100% clear. But I'm still going to play around this area somewhere. Maybe if this didn't work, then I should play it here. So I have one eye, just need another eye. This would be me trying to kill black. Looks risky, because I lose eye space around here. And it's not as if black doesn't have an eye. This would also be a shape point, and it also might end up killing black. If I play here, black plays the peep immediately, then that's a good move. If I play here, black still plays the peep. But then I connect up my stones, and then black is dead. Okay. So what happened this game? I really wasn't sure what the correct Joseki here is. If I just play here, it seems like I'm trying to make life here, which seems submissive. It's possible, but it's completely playable actually. But it seems like there's such a big space here that I should be doing more to attack black, to gain control of the center. But still, it doesn't. It looks risky for black to play around here because even though white's not 100% solid, it's quite a big area. It does seem quite risky. If you just retreat, I think this is fine for white. I was also thinking about this attachment. In this case, black might try to play around here, but I think the normal move is still to play like this. And this is trying to put more pressure on black, just to get that little bit extra shape for both sides, and make it even more difficult for black to make a moyo here. But white's shape is a little bit ugly. This is really going for large scale stuff. Here, I was actually worried that we were going to see this variation. I thought that this black stone was in a reasonable position. White probably doesn't need another move just yet. Don't know if White can play here. It's quite tempting for Black just to push out, but then Black is quite far away from home as well. Here, I was hoping for this. That doesn't mean it's bad for Black. This is completely playable for both. This is the Sans Joseki that the AI said was bad when Black has a Colossus Stone. It's probably still bad now. So I was really thinking about this. I mean, you can't cut anymore, can you? I think you can't cut. That just means you cut at this point. Actually, here you can just descend. But that's also nice. But then it's the same story, isn't it? This doesn't work for Black. And this doesn't work for Black. Okay, fine. And if here it's still push and cut, because White has the ladder. Here, I did think about this, but it doesn't look right. It might be playable. Yeah, I think Black might be giving up the corner like this. But not necessarily. For example, there's still this sort of idea. If descend. I'm miscounting the liberties, aren't I? Black is alive. Black is winning this. Anyway, the normal variation is to Hane, and then cut. Then Atari and send. This is the variation I learned. But actually this stone being here makes a difference. It's better placed than if Black stone was here. So actually Black might be winning this. That's just very complicated. This, I seem to remember it being said that this was good for White, but Black is quite solid. I really thought Black was going to do something around there. And normally you have to follow up. Something like this. There's still eye space in the corner, so this Black group is okay. Then maybe I add another move around here. Still a normal game. This is very strange. I don't know if this might be better. But I was a bit nervous that this stone had come close to the corner, so I should defend the corner a little bit. This did seem very big. But then, actually, I do quite like my idea here, just to press black low. Actually, this stone is quite high, so even it still has uses, as we saw in the game. This is funny. I mean, can you afford to Atari? I mean, white owes a move here. Actually, black could just go for a severe attack around here. I thought the shape was here. It looks ugly though, so I can understand why black didn't play it. Given that actually this looks okay. I think this was a bit too risky. I should have Atari here probably. My shape isn't good here. I didn't want to Atari because I still wanted to play this Atari. And you can't cut and not fight the Ko. This is actually... It looks like I'm in trouble here. But the problem is that I have Ko threats here, I think. But it doesn't necessarily even work. Black has an eye. But I can connect up. I guess that kind of works. Okay, I hadn't noticed that I could play here as a Ko threat though. Here, shape is okay. It's tempting to try to play here, but still an invasion, and it's pretty severe because black's still right up against white's thickness. I've just saved all the stones quite efficiently. It really felt bad to let black live so easily here. Maybe I shouldn't have worried about this cutting point so much. Maybe I should really try to use my thickness more. If black comes out, then I might be able to defend this cutting point naturally. And also, I really might try to kill black. This seems soft. Don't really want to play here and let all these peeps happen. But later on, the cutting point was actually a problem, so maybe I should have thought about that. This, I think it should be around here. If like this, then black, I'm still going to play here. It looks premature to cut. The problem is that I wasn't trying to make territory here anyway. But I did have some potential that this is getting rid of. I think black can just attach here, just to get out. I don't think that I'm getting much profit at the upside. For example, if black can get multiple moves in the center, this is a very big deal. Because it's not just the center. This whole area is becoming black. I think this is very aji-kashi. Just... I didn't think there's any need to play there. There's plenty of other aji to use in this position. But I suppose that was assuming that black was going to try to pull these stones out, which black didn't do. So at this point, I already have problems. So I maybe have to play here, but that looks very painful. There's still push and cut aji. There's still Hane. So actually maybe this was a good move. I was trying to read things like this. And I didn't really know what was going on. Feels like I might actually be overplaying here. There's a lot of white stones here, but if I mess up, then this is a large black area. I was tempted to play here. I thought it was going to end up like this. But the problem with this, in part, is that there's still a problem. It'll be a capturing race. I don't think my move here already helps me. I think I should still have played here. If I don't dare to cut, then I don't know what I'm doing here. This wasn't very efficient. Could play here. For example, later you're threatening the knight's move, and you're shorting a liberty, which makes this cut more severe. So it's just unfortunate that black had a big problem in this area. Otherwise, this is a nice move. But even if I didn't have that, I still have this. Maybe it's not that great. You know, this is the fighting spirit move. Because like this, there's no problems in black's area. Black can still peek here. I still have some bad aji later. Because I've lost access to the corner. Black could have gotten a better result here. I don't think you want to Atari. You should just push directly. If the same thing happens in the game, it looks like this. And then this Atari makes a very big difference. I mean, black might just be better here compared to if I played here. Maybe I should have just defended properly. Don't know if there's anything else going on. I think I have to cut. At least I'm sealing this area off. Black just wins this, I think. It's a golden chicken standing on one leg. I can't play her. In which case, what have I really gained here? All I've gained is some endgame here. And I've gained Sente, but I would have gained Sente anyway. Not sure if my decision here was correct. But this is critically bad. And also, these two stones are not big. So I was thinking about this, but this is good for me. It doesn't really help to play here, I think. I just Atari from the other side. Oh, you can play here? No, I can still play here. The agi in this corner is this, but it just doesn't work. Actually, maybe now that I've shorted liberty here, lost a liberty here, it makes a slight difference in this fight. When black pushes, but yeah, it's still not going to be good for black. As in, black still won't have the advantage in this fight, I think. And I didn't clamp because black still has the corner. So I was wondering about capturing here. Whoops, what am I doing? Here. Actually, that previous variation, I've already lost a liberty here, so that's... I mean, even though I win this, I've lost in the corner. I hadn't really thought about that. It just felt better to connect here. The agi felt much better. Yeah, and the black has to come back. I missed something here, like honey, and my shape is really awkward. If I pull back, then there must be some double ladder thing going on. Or maybe not. It looks so... it actually looks so bad. I can't actually see anything immediate though. Maybe it's not as severe as I feared. But you can see that there's so many Tories. It looks very risky. I mean, if I Atari around here, this is just... I've collapsed. So maybe it was okay. I mean, I was planning to just back off it. That gives me the ladder. Now I have the ladder. This... it's fine. This is probably the most ambitious way to build. But even just from the outside, I have a move like this. I mean, can you seriously cut like this? It looks horrible. Okay, at the least I have this. And this exposes the agi around here. So maybe this is not even at a proper shape point. Actually, you can go here, but the agi still looks horrific. Okay, so I lived in the corner around here. I mean, I was thinking I have some extra agi to try to make life around here. For example, if I just jump and push here, it's already looking difficult to kill. Here might be better. Not easy. This is probably shape. No, it's not alive. I'm not alive. But there must be something I can do, I think. Something like this. I don't need much. I'm almost alive if I can just get this move. I guess I need black to play slightly slack response, and then this is almost already alive. I think this is a fairly standard move to try to kill. And then it's not that clear what I'm doing here. Maybe it's still better for me just to go back here. And it might have helped me. But it also might have hurt me. Here... I mean, this doesn't look like the sort of shape that where black is going to be able to kill. Not if you save this stone. You probably have to play here. There's this sort of agi. Or even just here. Killing this is very difficult. Actually, there's already some problems then. You have to pull this stone out, but that's... Oh no, the problems have just become too much already. I was trying to get a bit more here, but it was risky. I didn't expect this move, but it might be a good, quiet move. This was just playing away. Feels like you have to keep responding somehow. My idea, of course, was to try to get this and then make it difficult for black to connect up. If I capture these stones, that's alive. So, for example, if I can get this, then I'm alive. But, I mean, this is not alive, is it? And now, black's still not alive yet. That's... If black has to push again... The problem is white doesn't have ice phase either. It wasn't that easy to live in. But this is really losing everything. You have to save the stones like this. I could already set up something here. But in actual practice, I would try to live with this group. If you defend around here, then I should be able to save everything. There's still some bad agi. But it doesn't look easy to cut this off when there's still a problem around here. I guess the corner's still not 100% alive with the cut, if I get stones around here. Well, and it doesn't have many liberties either I can throw in with the cut. I mean, I guess it would look something like this. If attached, then it's the same sort of story with this on it. And then if I can get to play here, then it's shorting black's liberties as well as threatening to connect. But this is just giving me eye space in Goethe. I was really thinking about, I mean, if I hide, then actually even like this, I have a pushing card. This is probably the clearest way to continue, actually. I didn't notice that I still have a pushing card. I was thinking about this, but didn't seem any. It doesn't, and it still doesn't look beneficial to play though. Just play like this, but it does give black the opportunity to connect. So I guess if white played here, black has to play here. This is Sente. I mean, first things first, I attach and attach. And aim for the whole black group. I think black should have pushed. Just because if I have to connect here, then I've lost a lot of flexibility. I mean, maybe black was thinking that I could get this, but I can't cut. So black wins catch race. I get to connect up underneath, and that's not very good. But like this, I mean, even though black's shape is bad, at least black is getting this cut. Not even having to defend her. This is not actually center against the corner. So I just have to connect my stones. This is basically already alive. You can't. This white playing Atari is always going to be center because I can cut this in center. So if I can save these 3 stones, then I've killed black. It's not really a question of whether I can live or not. It's a question of how much I can get from the attack. That's still got a cutting point. Well, I guess if black was going to spend another move, it's okay. It shorts black's abilities. So like this, it does look a bit unclear if I just cut, because there's no squeeze here, because I don't have a stone here. This does look pretty unclear. I think I'm dead. Black has a lot of free liberties around her. So I was planning to play here. Like this, actually, I still have some strangeness in my shape. But if I have half an eye here, and I can take away black's eye in center here, then it's very difficult for black in the capture race. I mean, the key thing is that I just don't want black to get this peep. So I don't want to play anything like this. And then when black gets this peep, it becomes unclear. And black can have a peep here because there's still a cutting point around here. Okay, so black resigned. I guess at the end of the game, black has almost no points.